Hello students, as a part of digital education initiative of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, here is another lecture on the subject VLSI technology having subject code KEC 053, and I am your faculty Sangeeta Mangesh from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, JSS Academy of Technical Education, Noida. In continuation with the process diffusion, we are going to study the application of diffusion equation in today's lecture. So, last lecture we have studied the mathematical model, and the purpose, very much purpose for studying those equation is to get the targeted diffusion profile, that is for a specific device how you want the junction profile to be, whether you want uniform dopant profile or you want abrupt junction or you want step graded junction. The manner in which the design of the junction has to be incorporated while device designing or during the device designing, that is only possible if you are able to analyze these equations and you are able to apply these equations. So, therefore, in this lecture we are going to see the application of the mathematical model of the diffusion equations, and at the end of this lecture what I expect you to do is, as a student you should be able to perform the analysis of these equations and you should be able to apply those parameters, or you should be able to make use of those parameters encoded or represented through diffusion equations to get the desired diffusion profile while device designing. So, let us revise first what we have studied in the last lecture. In the last lecture I had given you, that is Fick's law we saw, where Fick's law is being defined as diffusion. This is the diffusivity, that is minus j dou n, that is the concentration, x is the distance and t is the time. So, we are considering the concentration variation as a function of distance as well as time. We are considering two dimensional equation. In two dimensional equation, we are considering the penetration of the diffusion or movement of the dopant species within the bulk in two dimensional dopant, okay, in two dimensional, that is in terms of the two variables we are considering. One is the distance travelled by these species, and second we are going to consider the time duration for which the dopant species were made available or the movement was made possible for the dopant species. So, availability, like this is the time and this is the distance. So, these are the two parameters based on which we saw the J, that is the flux which is movement of species. The second law, in the second law we considered two conditions. The very first condition we saw that the source was a present continuously, that means we saw constant source diffusion. That means with the availability of source, the diffusion was happening and this diffusion profile was given by complementary error function. We have seen that it is represented by complementary error function. It is given as, that is n x comma t is given as intrinsic initial concentration, and complementary error function, this x is the xj, that is the junction depth, and 2 pi dt, where d is the diffusivity and t is the time. So, these are the two parameters, or under root dt we have seen as the most important parameter, which is defining the penetration or the movement or extent to which the movement of species within the bulk is happening. Then we also saw the equation, that is defining the total number of dopant species diffused into the bulk. So, how many total number of species got moved into the bulk or penetrated into the bulk or entered, the movement was possibly made into the bulk, that quantity was calculated by 2 n0 under root dt upon pi. We have derived or integrated the area under the curve and we obtained this particular expression. In the last lecture we have explained it. Then second condition, earlier equation or earlier condition was infinite source, or we call it as constant source diffusion. There was plenty of, like, source was existing and the diffusion was happening in presence of source. After that what we have done, this is known as, this is the second condition which we call it as finite source diffusion. And under this source diffusion what we assume is the species have once moved into the bulk and further the diffusivity or further the diffusion conditions are available, and under those conditions whatever movement of species is happening within the bulk, that is being studied. So, under that situation we assume that at t is equal to 0, okay, we assume the initial condition at t is equal to 0, the movement was 0, and the boundary condition we have found that, like, from 0 to infinite we have considered the boundary condition, the value of n, that is number of, okay, concentration at x comma t dx was assumed to be the total concentration expressed by the previous equation, and at infinite location where away from that existence of that particular species, we found that the profile or the concentration of the dopant is going to be approaching 0. That means, as we go deep into the bulk, the concentration is slowly becoming 0. So, with these assumptions we got the equation for the second condition, and that condition is Qt, that is the total dopant species, divided by under root pi dt exponential minus x square upon 4 dt, and this particular expression is represented, like earlier expression was represented by complementary error function profile, whereas this expression is represented by Gaussian profile, and the dose remains constant throughout the area under the curve. We substitute constant x is equal to 0 and we calculate the dopant surface concentration also, and that concentration is given as Qt divided by under root pi dt. Here also we have seen Qt, here it was different, here this is, and therefore, the maximum gradient happens when x is equal to under root 2 dt. So, maximum gradient happens, we saw already the gradient is 0 at x is equal to 0 initially, and away from it, it is becoming 0 at x is equal to infinite, the concentration is dropping to 0, and this gradient is maximum when x is equal to under root dt. So, with these assumptions, with these what you call mathematical modeling of diffusion happening or diffusion process as a whole, we have got two different functional or profiles, or the diffusion process is being represented by two different what you call profiles. One is known as, or this is the equation through which the first profile is being represented. The representation is impurity concentration on y axis and distance from the surface on x axis. As you go away from the surface, the concentration is dropping. We have seen also, okay, we have seen also away from x, we have assumed that, and this is basically the surface concentration, and with respect to surface concentration, how the movement of species is happening within the bulk is being represented, and the profile is basically mathematically represented. Again, you remember this, it is a complementary error function profile. It is called as, it is represented by complementary error function. Whereas, in the second case, when we have finite source, here the source was existing and the diffusion conditions were made available, or those were existing. So, existing source is still present. Under the presence of source, when the diffusivity or diffusion process was carried out, the conditions were made what you call conducive conditions were being made, and that with under those situation or under those favorable conditions, when the diffusion process was carried out, we got the complementary error function profile. Whereas, we eliminated the source and then we carried out the diffusion process, continued the diffusion process. So, under that finance existed, now the dopant species are available within the bulk, and further we are initiating the diffusion to happen. Now, further the diffusion is happening under such situation, we call it, or we represent it by finite source diffusion, and under that finite source diffusion the profile what we get is represented by Gaussian profile or Gaussian equation. And if you observe carefully, just see the difference as the time, okay, as the time is increased, or as you are like the time duration for which the diffusion is happening is increased, the profile is basically getting penetrated deeper and deeper. That means the surface concentration. So, overall just see the area, this is the surface. Now, the surface is, okay, surface concentration is slowly getting reduced, or it is that area which is getting covered is getting reduced, and slowly it is getting driven inside. The species are getting driven inside the bulk. The species are getting driven inside, further deeper into the bulk, and that is how the diffusion is many times referred to as drive in. Whereas here, since it is, okay, this is the complementary error function profile, and therefore, we all many times this particular diffusion process is referred to as pre-deposition. Okay. And the junction depth in this case, always the goal of diffusion is basically by converting p type material to n type material or vice versa. That means, you want to form a p-n junction or p type material into n type material you want to convert, that is you are penetrating or allowing the movement of species or dopant species into the material. So, if it is a basic n type wafer, we are doping into exposing it to p type impurity, and that lightly doped n type impurity will get converted into heavily p typed dopant impurity. Now, if the background concentration of uniformly doped m type material of boron is given by Nb, the point at which the diffused impurity profile interacts at the background, please understand, the point at which the diffused profile intersects the background concentration is a metallurgical junction depth Xj. That means, initially I was having, okay, so that means I have a material, suppose this is n type silicon, and I am going to diffuse a material into it, and this diffusion, okay, this entire area is converted into p type. So, the junction, okay, this we call it as Xj. So, the point at which the diffused impurity profile intersects the background concentration is a metallurgical junction depth Xj, and the net impurity concentration at Xj is going to be 0 here, just see. And therefore, when we set Nxj, that is at Nb, we call it x is equal to Xj, and this Xj is given by equation Xj is equal to 2 under root dt ln N0 upon Nb. That is, it depends upon the background concentration, and secondly it is limited by the, okay, when you are exposing it initially, it is limited by the solid solubility also. So, these are the two factors you have to keep in mind, and then you have to go ahead with the diffusion process. Just now I told you that diffusion is a two-step process. So, here we are going to analyze the same thing. Always whenever you want to go for fabrication of the devices in silicon, you ensure that initially you perform the first condition diffusion or diffusion what we have studied under using the first condition, that is constant source or infinite, you are permanently exposing the bulk to the dopant species. Now, we also call it as a pre-deposition, and then we perform the limited source or finite source diffusion or limited source, that is called as drive in. That means, initially we will perform this kind of diffusion where we will get error complementary error function profile, and then we ensure that the penetration depth is enough, the dopant species are further driven inside the bulk to get the desired diffusion profile. And therefore, if DT product of the pre-deposition step is much greater than the or is much as you know, the DT product in this case is much greater. Just see, the DT product is much greater as compared to the DT product of this, okay, as compared to the DT product, and we call it as error function distribution. If the DT product of the drive-in step is much greater, then we call it as a Gaussian function distribution. So, entire the penetration depth is proportional to the DT product, and therefore, you define, or these two cases you need to check out, and accordingly you decide how much diffusion profile, what kind of diffusion profile is needed for your device to get the desired electrical properties from the device. So, total when I told you that initially we go for pre-deposition and then we go for drive-in. So, total penetration or total junction depth, which is function of dt, is calculated by estimating individual values of d and t. So, individual product, that is summation of di ti, that is how we calculate it. Once again, please understand, a constant source diffusion step is used to establish a known dose in a shallow layer. We also call it as a pre-deposition, and the second phase is the limited diffusion step or drive-in. So, pehle we have, like initially we have exposed it, then we have allowed the species to get into further into the bulk, so that we get the desired diffusion profile. If DT product of the pre-deposition, if the DT product of the pre-deposition step is much greater, then we call it as a error function distribution. If DT product of the drive-in step is greater, then we call it as a Gaussian function distribution. That means, how the dopant has got distributed within the bulk depends upon the DT product. The profile will be defined by the DT product, and the total junction depth, the total penetration, total movement of the dopant species will be calculated by summing the DT products together. So, this is how you will see initially, if you see carefully, initially we have pre-deposition. Please understand, this red is pre-deposition, it is a controlled dose, and then you have drive-in happening. Now, drive-in is basically happening here, and this drive-in is then further getting spread up, getting spread within the bulk to get, or now this is exactly being studied, how much duration of exposure, how much temperature, what time you should have, how much should be the initial value of d, and then how much should be the value of t for which you get the desired profile. That is exhaustively being studied. There is enough documentation available for it, and based on that we carry out the device design. So, let us see how we apply these things when we are going for device designs. Okay. So, let us check out how we go for application of these things, and therefore, we are going to solve some numericals where we need to apply these equations. So, what are these numericals? So, first application of these diffusion equations is being I am giving you examples where you are going to apply these equations. Unless and until you apply those equations, understand how you are going to get the diffusion profile, you may not be able to, or you may not get exactly the idea how the device design is being carried out. So, with these examples you will get the idea why you need to model these processes, how best you can use those equations to get the desired profiles while device designing. as a VLSI engineer, you must know how to apply these equations, then only successfully those modeling equations, when you analyze and apply, you will be able to target the you will be able to attain the desired target profile, and you will be able to get the electrical properties, desired electrical properties and other property like whatever thermal, electrical and other properties from the device what you are going to design. So, that is why just see the first equations, the first numerical says calculate diffusion coefficient of boron at 1100 degree centigrade, assume D0 as 10.5 centimeter square per second and the activation energy EA as 3.69 electron volt. Now, initially itself we have seen that D is equal to D0 exponential of minus EA upon KT. Why I have considered this equation is you have to get the idea about why we are not considering, like you are considering the value of this where K is the you know already it is the Boltzmann constant, but Boltzmann constant normal value what we study, that is 1.313, what we study is in the form of energy when expressed in the form of joules. Okay. So, now here the energy, that is what 1.30 we express it in the form of joules per Kelvin, but here the energy is represented in the form of electron volt. So, we are expected to use the other value of the constant, that is 8.617 into 10 raised to the power minus 5 electron volt per Kelvin. So, this value I am going to substitute here. I am having already D0. So, D0 I am substituting as 10.5 given, it is given to me. Then activation energy in electron volts is given to me as 3.69. I will substitute the value of K, and this K, that is Boltzmann constant, is in the form of EV per Kelvin, please understand. And then I will convert my temperature which is given as 1100 degree centigrade into degree Kelvin. Okay. And when I am converting this into Kelvin, I calculate the value as 2.99 into 10 raised to the power minus 13 centimeter square per second. So, the only what you call my intention to discuss this is you should have clear cut idea when to use the Boltzmann constant, specifically when the energy is given in electron volts and when it is given, like basically whenever you are calculating the atomic level calculations, when you do, you always make use of Boltzmann constant equivalent or Boltzmann constant in the form of electron volt per Kelvin. So, remember this particular, this thing is to be kept in mind. Now, here is another example where you have two step diffusion being carried out. Initially it says a pre-deposition process is carried out for 15 minutes on n-type silicon wafer with a phosphorus dopant of 10 raised to the power minus 17 atoms per centimeter cube at 950 degree centigrade using diboron gas. Assuming diffusion, okay, assuming it is to be intrinsic diffusion, that is diffusivity is linear function, determine the junction depth xj. There is another part of it, that is this is about the pre-deposition. Next part says at 950 degree centigrade, the boron saturation concentration is 3.8 into 10 raised to the power 20, that is N0 is given to you, and the diffusion constant for boron is 1.5 into 10 raised to the power minus 15, that is D is also given to you. After this initial pre-deposition, a sample has undergone drive-in. So, this is part A, okay, where you are having only pre-deposition, and then after subsequent, okay, then we are going for second part where we are going for drive-in. So, after pre-deposition, a sample has undergone drive-in diffusion for 1 hour at 1250 degree centigrade. What is the final junction depth? At 1250 degree centigrade, the diffusion constant for boron is 1.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 12 centimeter square per second. So, there are two diffusion constants for boron. At 950 it is 1.5, at 12 50, it is 1.2. So, you have to take into account these two diffusivity or diffusion constants also. Secondly, there is a plot, what we have seen, this particular n0 upon n and versus this constant. Okay, you have n0 upon n, this is n0 by n versus penetration depth we calculate. That plot is normally given to you, and the normalized concentration from the complementary error function profile is given as, that is n upon n, as that is saturating concentration, is 2.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 4, and the corresponding value of x by under root dt is 2.6. So, this is calculated from the profile what you have. So, from this profile, that is n by ns, and this is my x, this is by x upon under root dt. So, these two values are also given to you. Now, we are going ahead with the first part. In the first part, we have seen that x is a function of x t, we have already known it is a pre-deposition rate. So, n0 error function equation we have said x j upon under root dt. We, as per given data, you know already it is given as, okay, you are given this particular value, the initial phosphorus concentration is given to you, you substitute that value. So, you have substituted the value of, okay. So, here we are just modifying it, x j we want to find out. So, we will substitute n0 is known to you, n is known to you. So, we will substitute the value, and this value is known to you, this value is known to you, you will substitute the values and you will directly calculate the x j. So, here only parameter which is unknown is x j. X j under root dt is, okay, x j under root dt is known to you 2.6. So, we will substitute that value directly, x j upon under root 2 dt ke jagah pe we have already substituted the value as 2.6 what is being available to us, and this value we have taken here x j, okay, here we have taken here, and n0 upon ns we have calculated, and this is what is we are getting. The value comes out to be 6.04 into 10 raised to the power minus 6 or 0.064 micrometer. It is a direct question wherein you are given n0, you are given this value, you are given the, okay, you are just using the error function profile equation and substituting the values which are given to you. Based on this, we are proceeding further for the second part, where the total quantity of is given, and the total quantity qt is, the equation is 2 under root pi n saturation under root dt. Now, this n saturation is given to you, qt is, okay. So, you can calculate the value of qt. So, 2 by under root pi, this is basically 1.17 or 2 upon 1.17 you will calculate into 3.8, n saturation is given to you, under root dt is given to you, you know already t is basically time. So, that is how much time duration you have exposed it, accordingly you will calculate that, okay. You know already this carried out for 15 minutes. So, 15 minutes means 15 into 60 you will calculate. So, that comes out to be 900, and that is how you will calculate the value of qt. Once the value of qt is known to you, you will substitute the value, since this is an example of two-step diffusion. This was about the pre-deposition. Now, after pre-deposition, you know this is the concentration profile you are getting on the surface. After that, you are going ahead with drive-in. Now, drive-in is carried out at 1250 degrees centigrade. So, naturally, it is represented by Gaussian profile. So, you will apply the equation for the Gaussian profile. The equation is qt under root dt exponential e raised to the power minus x square upon 4 dt. So, substituting the values, you know already this concentration is known to you, that is 10 raised to the power 17. Other values, that is qt is known to you, you have just calculated, under root pi under root dt is known to you, axp is known to you. So, you will be directly able to calculate the value of xj, because only unknown quantity in this equation. So, xj square you will substitute the value, this is 4, this we have calculated, because the duration you have to convert into seconds. So, we will multiply whatever time duration is given to you, we have converted, we have carried out the drive-in phase. It is told that drive-in phase is carried out for 1 hour. So, for 1 hour you will calculate that 1 hour into 60, that is 3600 seconds we have substituted for 1 hour. This is representing 1 hour. So, this is the value of d. So, under root 4 dt we have, this equation says 4 dt. So, d value is given to us, t value is available with us, x j square is the only unknown parameter, this is the only unknown parameter. So, we have calculated the value, it comes out to be 2.5 micrometer. So, so total deposition was, okay, initially the deposition was 0.06 micrometer or 0.64 micrometer, and after that it has gone to 2.5. So, total will be sum of these two. Okay. So, that like you have got this, if you say, so total junction whatever you have got is 2.5 into 10 raised to power minus 4 centimeter or 2.5 micrometer. Another example is basically to apply this equation for designing same diffusion profiles. So, here it says a constant source diffusion of antimony in p type silicon that gives surface concentration of 5 into 10 raised to power 18 centimeter per centimeter cube and the junction depth of 1 micrometer. So, here you are given concentration and junction depth. Background p type doping concentration is also given to you. Complete the design process by finding suitable values of dt and q for the diffusion. So, here you are supposed to find out dt and you are supposed to find out q. Now, here also if you see it is a constant dose diffusion. So, from this equation you know already it is a constant source diffusion. So, we will apply the equation for constant source diffusion, that is Gaussian profile you will apply, and you will say q upon under root pi dt e raised to the power minus x square upon 4 dt is equal to n 0, that is n 0 exponential like e raised to the power minus x square upon 4 dt, this is nothing but n 0. We will substitute the value of n 0, and when you calculate the value, this should be value of dt is thus dt comes out to be, see here only unknown quantity is dt, only unknown quantity is dt. You know already n, you know already n 0, you know if you substitute, so you will take the logarithmic value of it. So, logarithmic value when you calculate, so this comes out to be x j square ln n 0 upon n b. So, you know already n 0, you know already n b. So, you need to calculate the value of dt. The penetration depth is known to you, it is given as, okay, it is already given to you this penetration, how much this one, it is 1 micrometer. So, 1 micrometer is being substituted over here, 1 micrometer 4 ln n 0 upon n b, the value comes out to be this. So, total quantity if you want to calculate, again we will substitute the equation, q is equal to n 0 under root pi dt. Now, dt is known to you, pi is known to you, n 0 is known to you. So, if you know all these values, you can simply substitute them and calculate the total quantity of dopants inside the bulk, and that is 3.66 into 10 raised to the power 14 per centimeter square. Now, here please understand the data related to dopant, that is arsenic, is not being considered over here because it is insignificant. We are not considering, it is just for our information it is being given. So, this is what is just to give you an idea that so much dopant is being used. Here it was not of any concern, it was already driving stage being considered, and this is what we have applied simple equations and formulated the thing. To summarize, okay, you have one more example being given. Design a two-step diffusion of boron into n-type silicon that will result into surface concentration of 5 into 10 raised to power 17 centimeter per centimeter cube and the junction depth of 2 micrometer. So, you are given surface concentration, you are given junction depth x j, the background n-type dopant concentration is also given to you, n b is given to you. The design process expects to find out the suitable values of dt1 and dt2, that is pre-deposition and drive-in for the process of diffusion. Assume the temperature to be 900 with solid solubility of boron to be 9.5 into 10 raised to power 90 per centimeter cube. So, you are given solid solubility, you are given all the parameters, you need to just substitute them, you will be calculating. The answers are dt2 comes out to be 1.61 into 10 raised to power minus 9 centimeter square, and dt1 comes out to be 1.1 into 10 raised to power minus 13. So, just substitute the values and you will be able to apply calculate those for designing a typical diffusion profile as per your requirement. So, if you are able to apply these equations, basically you should know, you should remember these equations and you should be able to effectively apply them, understanding the situation, whether it is a predeposition phase, whether it is a drive-in phase, what is being given, what is to be calculated. Based on that, you will be able to apply those equations and get the desired diffusion profiles. The aim behind studying is to get the desired diffusion profile which is suitable for our device designing. Once the concept of, like once you are thorough with these applications of these diffusion equations, we can proceed further with the actual process where we will be studying the equipments and other factors which are governing the diffusion phenomena or diffusion technique. So, let us wind up. Please do remember the equations, try to write down those equations multiple times, revise those equations and suitably apply them for getting the desired diffusion profile. That is, understand whether it is a predeposition, understand whether it is a drive-in phase and apply them. So, thank you.